Dude, how many credit cards did you bring?
I think like 3. What about you?
2? Do you think it's gonna be enough to buy one watch?
Oh, I think they'll have something. Let's see. Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of What You Wearing. Today, we're invited by Jacob & Co to check out their brand new boutique in Hong Kong and check out some of these watches here today. So Jonathan, tell me, what do you know about Jacob & Co?
Not much, just the fact that they're really freaking expensive.
And I think they are expensive because Jacob & Co is now known for making high-end complicated watches, right? But actually, it didn't start out that way.
Jacob Arable, so he came from Soviet Union. When he was 17, started in the jewelry business in New York's Diamond District. And to set aside himself from all the hundreds of others, he knew he had to do something different. He took that ethos from building a successful jewelry business, and he always knew that he liked watches. So when he decided to finally start his watch brand, he brought that ethos into this.
And I think Mr. Jacob has always had an eye for design, right? And even to this day, he's a creative director of the company and he designs all of these watches himself. And I think one of the earliest pieces that he designed is the 5 time zone, which is of course very iconic. It's very prevalent in the hip hop scene, loved by many rappers. And but since then, he's moved to making high-end complication watches.
Yeah, so a very common theme in all of his watches is that he takes something that is something that you never see in a watch, and he just decides to just do it and then design the movement around that. And so I think that philosophy is what makes their watches very exciting.
So I think Jacob & Co started making very complicated watches maybe in the early 2010s, right? So why don't we go through a few of these pieces then?
Yeah, so one of the earliest pieces is this SF24. This is actually a dual time zone watch with a time display at the bottom, also comes with a tourbillon. But the crown jewel of this piece is actually his inspiration of the display of information on the airport boards back in the day. Nowadays you don't see that, everything's digital, but back in the day everything was using these flaps. So at a press of a button, you're able to change the time zone at the top and shows you 24 different time zones.
Yeah, and I heard that you can actually customize the cities that are shown on the flappy board.
The case is very unorthodox. It's not a tack-on cylinder, it's actually all part of the case, one piece. And the mechanism in utilizing the complication is crisp and it's very quick.
It's actually very tactile, right? When you press it and you see it flip.
I also think that on the crown, when you set this time as well, this actually allows you to set the time by the hour. So you can actually, for ease of use, if you're traveling constantly and you want to change your time zone, your home time zone, it's very usable.
It's really nostalgic, you know, it reminds you of the old days when you go to an airport and traveling.
Yeah. For me, my favorite is the Astronomia. This is the flagship model for the brand. I haven't had the chance to wear one of these, so finally.
Yeah, so the Astronomia came out in 2014, right? So 1 year after the SF24. And I think this is really one of the lineups that defines Jacob & Co as a watch brand. And I think when most people think about Jacob & Co watches, you either think about the 5 time zone or you think about the Astronomia.
Why do you think this was so groundbreaking when it first came out?
Firstly, when you look at the watch, I mean, visually, it's very impactful. You have a very 3D display of different planets. Also a very tall case made of sapphire, right? So you can actually see the light coming in all the angles, which shows the structure of the complication very well. And I think all Astronomia watches are defined by a few characteristics. You know, firstly, of course, you have the tourbillon, and secondly, you have the carousel display. It's either, you know, comes with like a few planets, or it comes with the Earth and the Moon.
Yeah, I love how the watch is pretty much almost all sapphire. I mean, besides from the lugs, you're able to see the whole 3D movement in all its glory. And it's actually really expensive to make these shaped sapphires. I even believe they farm their own sapphire crystals.
So while you have this one on your wrist, like my personal favorite is actually this one, the Astronomia Casino. So not only does it have all the normal Astronomia characteristics,
Because obviously it's not
enough.
It's not enough.
If you want a Jacob & Co, it's not enough. So this one, it actually has a roulette wheel built underneath all of the carousel display. So with a press of a button, you can just, play around it if you're in a boring meeting, trying to see what number it lands on, see if you got it right.
Lay some bets to your friends.
Yeah, or if you're in a casino and you want to know what number to choose, just give it a press. Gosh, just look at it.
I think it looks perfectly at home on your wrist.
So what about this one?
So I believe in the Astronomia they have different speeds for rotating the carousel. So some are 20 minutes, some are 10 minutes. But this one they actually went even further because they're like, we're gonna try and max out on the movement of this carousel. So they actually made it 1 minute. So this one actually moves around in 1 minute, 1 revolution.
Yeah, so as if you have a carousel display, it's not enough for them to spin around one every 20 minutes.
Faster.
Yeah, you want it to move faster.
So actually even acts as a running seconds.
So this one I think is a lot more visually impressive because of the speed that it spins at.
Well, and not only there's a tourbillon, but this tourbillon is also rotating perpendicularly to the arm of the carousel.
All right, so obviously the Astronomia is one of the key lines to Jacob & Co, right? But my personal favorite is definitely the Bugatti Chiron.
The collaboration they released in 2019.
Yes,
for the Chiron.
with Bugatti.
Yeah.
I mean, just look at the case itself. When you look at the top of the case, it looks like the head of a Bugatti car.
Yeah.
So while in Hong Kong you can't legally own a Bugatti Chiron, you can get the watch itself.
Yeah.
And I think the party trick to this piece is really the 16 piston engine that you see, and at the press of a button you can see all 16 pistons moving.
It's actually quite loud.
So I think this watch has 2 barrels, right? One to power the watch itself, and the other to actually just power the automaton. And it is an automaton. It's a 3D automaton showing in the form of an engine.
The coolest one surely is the sapphire one, the sapphire case one.
And if all this is not enough, it also has an inclined tourbillon at the front.
Yeah. It's really sticking to the theme of thinking of something crazy and then just implementing it and putting it into a watch. So you saw Jacob with his very first high-end complication was an 8-day power reserve with a vertical tourbillon. At the time, that wasn't done before. And then with the flappy time zone, and then the Astronomia having a solar system on your wrist. Now with the Bugatti Chiron, a watch that we don't have here today, but the Godfather was also designed under the same ethos. The story he tells is that he was in Florence, walked inside a cathedral, and then heard the Godfather theme song, and he's like inspired to, okay, I'm gonna put that in a watch. Yeah, it's almost like that's just the way he lives. He has to be different, and that's actually very commendable because it's easy to just conform, but trying something different, thinking outside the box is not something that everyone can do.
Let's talk about something that's a bit more attainable. This is the Epic X. So I actually, this really caught my eye because I actually think it has some of the elements that a lot of watch collectors look for. It has a bit of an open work, skeletonized type of movements. It has an exposed balance wheel. This one is a titanium version, which is quite light. It's on a rubber strap, which makes it pretty suitable to Hong Kong, and I think it's quite nice. And the price is also relatively friendly for Jacob & Co. I think it's around 20 to 25,000 US dollars.
Yeah, so that pricing, I mean, when you first think about Jacob & Co, you're going to be thinking everything has to be in the hundreds of thousands US dollars or millions. I think this is very nice because you have different types of finishing, the polishing, the satin finish, as well as you mentioned, the open the open dial, the skeleton bridges. And the design of the lugs is quite interesting, of this X that extends onto the case, but then also extends onto the movement itself, creating these two vertical bridges, so it's kind of this unbroken X.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think one thing I'm really surprised by is how nice the case is, with the different contrasting finishes. So it's been a pleasure to visit the Jacob & Co boutique here in Hong Kong and checking out all these very high-end complicated pieces. So thank you, Jacob & Co, for inviting us, and thank you everyone for watching.